folks, JD here, and I got a really interesting article to go through today. So the Q's Robert Smith has turned around and said that he is sickened by Ticketmasters fees, and to be perfectly honest with you, I can't blame him. So a little bit of context. I think since after the pandemic, since 2022 is when it came on my radar, is when a lot of artists are really objecting to the fact that Ticketmasters fees are just off the scale. You're paying sometimes double, if not triple, if not quadruple in fees what you were paying for the actual tickets. So today we're going to run through a couple of examples. One of the examples has been taken off BBC News website, and I did actually make this video earlier. And since that other Twitter account has gone, they've just protected their tweets. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the photos of their tweet that I took that were in the original video I've made of this from earlier today. And I'm just going to include the facts and figures just so that we've got something that we can relate to. Then we're going to have a little look at Ticketmaster's website and see how they outline their fees as of the 16th of March 2023. All right, let's just dive in. So this is a little bit of context. This is what the Cure have said. So when the Cure announced their 2023 US show, they promised fans they'd worked hard to keep their ticket prices low. We want the tour to be affordable for all fans, and we have a very wide variety, and we have a very wide and we think very fair range of pricing at every show, they said in a statement. But when fans went to Ticketmaster on Wednesday, they were charged additional fees that in some cases doubled the price of the band had set. Frontman Robert Smith said he was sickened by the outcome. Addressing the added fees, he wrote, "To be very clear, the artist has no way to limit them. That's very true. All the artist can do is pretty much is put up how much they want the tickets to be sold for. The fees, they've got they can't affect change on that whatsoever." We'll come to the fee breakdown a little bit later. So addressing the added fees, he wrote, "To be very clear, the artist has no way to limit them. I have been asking how they are justified. If I get anything coherent by way of an answer, I will let you know," he promised. As the tour went on sale, fans shared screenshots of Ticketmaster's pricing breakdown. So here's the first one we're going to look at. And already you can see from the screenshot that I had in front of me there that it's quite easy to see what they were getting at. But let's just take a little bit of a closer look. So first of all, these are not the tickets I got, but this math is insane. 2 times $20 tickets for the Cure in Phoenix plus Ticketmaster fees equals $75.25. So just before we dive into this, $20 for a gig ticket, I think that's great, and that's not the quibble here, is it? The quibble here is the fees. So let's just have a little look. So yeah, there we go. Look, so two times tickets at $20, $40. Simple math, fine. And then the next one is, there we go. So the next screen directly, as he's using his mobile app, shows that the mobile has got no additional charge on it, but yet the order details comes in at almost $76. So you got $35 on top of the $40 ticket price. $35, that is fees. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more of a breakdown, so I can see how Ticketmaster thinks it's justifying those fees. So let's have a quick little look. I'll get up a screenshot of the other tweet from earlier, and then we can have a little look at that. And here's the breakdown from the other post that was on the BBC News website. So this person had bought 4 Cure tickets at $20 a piece, equaling $80. Fine. What I'm interested though are these fees. Look at these fees. So a service fee of $11.65. It's not just one service fee, it's a service fee levied against every ticket. So it's $11.65 times 4, which equals $46.60. And then a facility charge, which I'm guessing is for the venue. So if anything breaks, I'm guessing that the venue would then get paid so they could repair it, something along those lines. And again, it's not $10 levied against one ticket, it's $10 levied against all 4, so equaling 40 tickets. And then on top of that, you've got an order processing fee of $5.50. So just in fees alone comes to $93 thereabouts. So the fees alone are more expensive than the tickets. So the Cure went out of their way to make sure that everybody could have nice affordable tickets, because since the pricing of everything has gone through the roof just around the globe, they came out, they've done their sums, they've worked it out, no doubt they've had to scrimp and save to actually make this a reality, and then Ticketmasters come in and just kind of gone, oh well, sod that, we're just going to add our fees onto it. So for $172.10, this person could have 4 tickets to go to the Cure, and $93 of that is fees. That's not right in any way, shape or form. If a business wants to take a percentage off the top, because I would dare say that that Ticketmaster wouldn't take anything from the tickets, that I imagine would be straight to the band. So the fees would be where Ticketmaster and companies like it would take their percentage from. But that percentage seems a bit high, don't you reckon? What I want to see next, I want to see how Ticketmaster tries to justify this. So I'm going to jump on Ticketmaster's website. We can have a little look and see if there's a breakdown. What I would expect to see is a breakdown of how they charge for these fees. Right, so I found 2 articles, one from Ticketmaster.com and one from Ticketmaster.co.uk. We're going to look at Ticketmaster.com first, which is this website, and then we're going to have a little look and see if we can find out anything different from Ticketmaster.co.uk, because even though we see a lot of this in America, I don't think we're actually experiencing this in the UK. Certainly the last time I used Ticketmaster, albeit a year or so ago, maybe longer actually, I did not pay fees like this. So let's have a little look and see if there's a full breakdown from the American site versus the UK site. So this is from Ticketmaster.com, how ticket prices and fees are determined. So this is basically them just going into a little bit of, this is them just basically telling, this isn't a structure, this isn't a percentage. They're not saying, such and such percent from every transaction comes to us. This is them just explaining what the face value price is versus delivery fee versus facility charge, and then taxes per city and state. Okay, that's not really what I was after. Okay, we'll run with that for the second. Let's go on to Ticketmaster.co.uk and see how their fees are explained here. So when you buy a ticket with us, the price you see right from the beginning, the price you see right from the very beginning is the total price you will pay. You may notice that this price includes some fees on top of the face value of a ticket. Ticketmaster doesn't keep anything from the face value of the ticket. Okay, right. It's like I said earlier. Instead, we take a proportion of the added fees to cover the cost of running our business. We use this revenue to provide you with the very best experience when buying tickets and getting into the show. So next, they've got this little rectangle, which it appears to be cut up into thirds. So I'd say 2/3 is face value and 1/3 is fees. Well, that certainly isn't right for what we were looking at earlier, where I would say you would swap those around, where fees would be where face value is and face value would be where fees is. Where you would have 2/3 fees and 1/3 face value. But of course, we're using the .co.uk site here, looking at American pricing, which might not be the same. They've then turned around and said that their face value pays for paying the artist, hiring the venue, running the tour, marketing the show, insuring the event. All right, I get that. All that needs to be done. To get an artist from their house to the venue playing takes a lot of people. So yeah, all right, I can understand that. I'm not quibbling with that. My quibble is purely the fee structure. So then they've said the fees Ticketmaster takes go towards many costs, including giving our fans a quick and secure ticket buying experience. So they've got 8 bubbles, 10 bubbles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 bubbles, all nice and floaty purple things in front, which I'm guessing the bigger the bubble, the higher the cost. So they've got security, at least clickable? No, okay. So let's tackle the first 3 bubbles first. Security, technology, website and apps, payment provider costs. So yeah, it takes a lot to run an infrastructure, whether it's in-house, hybrid, in-house and cloud, or if it's just cloud. It still takes a lot. It costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of people to make that stuff work, to build it all up and to maintain it, whether you're running it as a security operations team or a DevOps team or as an infrastructure team. That does cost a lot. But even if you've got the best security technology on your border layer, and if you've got the best subscription model and firmware up to date and everything, blah, 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 still, I wouldn't be expecting to see fees like we're seeing on those tickets for running things like this. Every company around the world runs their stuff, and yet I would say a good 80% of those companies don't charge fees like this. A lot of them do, yes, but not all of them. And certainly Not when you consider there are far more complicated infrastructures that I've worked on in my 23 years in IT that don't charge fees like this. Of course, they're an enterprise, so therefore they are going to be on the highest tier of everything contract-wise, but still, I still wouldn't expect to be seeing fees like that per person. I don't know how many tickets have been sold for the cure in this when we were looking at those examples earlier, but if that one $176, if that $193 fee charge alone is the same as all the people that have bought tickets for that venue, that's a lot of fee. Then the next is staffing costs. Staffing costs are always going to be high. Yeah, we know that. Ticket scanners. I mean, the overall hardware itself, could be. I mean, what they're referring to there, the hardware that runs it, or they're referring to the people that scan the tickets. I mean, the people that scan the tickets, that should come under staffing costs. Ticket scanners, yes, they can be expensive, but essentially what you've got on the back end of that is just a database running, right? So when you scan a ticket, it basically goes from, I imagine there would be a Boolean figure, something like from a 1 to a 0. 0 means that somebody's inside the venue. The ticket has been scanned. I mean, if it is a database-driven architecture, all that is done automated, I would imagine. Yes, you'd have a database administrator running it, but it's too vague. Venue, fine. Box office equipment, fine. Offices running costs, again, fine. Customer services and promoter. I mean, I've got no problem with the bottom layer at all. I've got a big problem with the top layer, and of course, there's not that much information. So if I click on read more, then this is where we looked at the American site earlier. This is basically them copying and pasting it in verbatim, I would imagine. Ticketmaster has no say on the face value price of a ticket. This is decided by the event organizer. It varies. How do the service charges decided? It varies for the event, and it is agreed between us and the venue or the event organizer, depending on the cost of putting on the entire show. How is the order processing fee determined? This covers the cost of processing and booking from start to finish, securing your order and delivering your ticket. And everybody that I know that uses Ticketmaster or any of their subsidiaries or any of their other system and brother apps, they all have them on their phone. So again, those fees shouldn't be as high as they are. And again, why are they added? We don't take anything from the face value of a ticket. Well, that's known. Again, it's very vague. Very vague. What are these other little buttons up the side here? What do these do? Buying your ticket, refunds. Okay, these are just going through. Security and tech. It's okay. That really doesn't go into anything at all. That just talks. Yeah, all this is just. It's what I used to refer to as bullshit baffles brains. Pretty much. This is just a little something just to feed your curiosity, but actually not to tell you much at all. But that fee value versus fee, that little rectangle there, they should be flipped. So the last time I used Ticketmaster in the UK was 2019 for Ramstein in Cardiff. I got to see them in 2022. So I paid £80 a ticket. I bought 3 tickets, and then I paid £7 and something, a couple of pence per ticket. So then I was paying, I was paying a couple of quid extra, but £20 extra to ensure that I was paying £20 extra as fees on top of those tickets. When you're buying that many tickets anyway, priced at that, £20, it's neither here nor there really, because you're getting to see the band you want to see. But when you're paying $80 for the tickets, then you're paying $93 for the fees. No, that's all wrong. That's all wrong. We'll have to see what happens. I'll certainly be watching this and making sure that, and just keeping an eye and just seeing exactly what's going on. But it's the fee structure is so wrong. What are your thoughts anyway? Let me know in the comments. And likewise, if you want to catch up on this particular article, you'll find that link in the description too. All right, folks. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And as I say, any comments, let us know, and I'll catch you next Friday. Thank you. Bye bye.